It feels like a loss, even though we drew this game. Nigeria won, Zimbabwe won. I've got a team with me, but we are all downcasted. Heartbroken, more or less, but we had to do this. It's the post-match of the Eagles watch, and I've got Kanebi on my right, Walls and Leslie here for this game. A World Cup qualifier that we needed to win. This was us, coming back into it, clawing back into this campaign. And as you can see, you guys won, our haters, or you comment guys that have been saying that the Super Eagles do not do well. Well, 7 points, still in 4th place. South Africa won against Lesotho.
And South Africa will be deducted points. So you South Africans. South Africa is getting their points deducted for cheating.
Amen.
But even if they deduct the points, what's the difference? We'll still
At least it's two. It's 2 points. It's better than nothing. It's for
That
2
means
points.
they'll be on 10 points.
Yes, they should be on 10 points. How can they be cheating?
And even though we beat them, we'll still be behind
It's
them.
not their
4
fault.
points.
South Africa, you people are dropping points for cheating. 10 points, drop your 2 points and leave it and be going.
It's going to be a feisty one when we meet them, innit?
We have to beat them now.
Yes.
We're going to beat them.
I think the pizza more.
I'm a piano versus Afrobeats. Afrobeats is always winning that now. We know now.
God.
We know now. We know that now.
Look, this game was all about the starting lineup, the formations, of course, how we played, and most importantly, what do we take from this going forward? Eric Shell started with the same lineup against Zimbabwe today. Same lineup he started with Rwanda. He did against Zimbabwe today. And I thought he was at least going to give 1 or 2 players a rest because we ran almost 90 minutes, throughout 90 minutes, Leslie, and more or less, at least he should have started with Bruno, maybe. I felt Alex Iwobi did play very well, but maybe he should have started Alex and he should have started with Rafael Onyedika.
I totally agree. But funny enough, right, the fact that he left Ndidi still in the game, right, and you see how Ndidi played, he was probably one of our best players on the day.
Yeah, he was man of the match, more or less.
Let that pass for that singular reason. Otherwise, I think we needed more pace. We needed more aggression going forward, like moving the ball from the defensive half into the offensive half, and that we didn't really achieve that today. Indeed, he was playing more of a defensive position, going back to help the defenders stop those attacks. It was.
I can imagine. Walls, look, 7th World Cup, this should have been for us. America, United States, I would say, Canada and Mexico are hosting the World Cup next year. And Nigeria has only been to 6. The last World Cup was in 2018. And we are not anywhere close to seeing light at the end of the tunnel because with this performance today, this draw today, as I said, mathematically it's still possible that we could make it. But
Yes.
from what we saw today, we wasted our chances. We were just too eager in a rush, especially in that first half.
I mean, we know the ultimate goal, but we need to take it one step at a time. I'm always on the side of positivity. I think the manager is still trying to figure out his team, and these guys, the crop of players that he's playing now, he's starting 11, they believe they're meant to be there. So I think he wants to give them a chance to prove themselves and, see how it goes. I think now he's already, started seeing the weak links in the team.
Second game that he's as a manager now for the Super Eagles.
Yeah, so if he does it a 3rd time, there's no excuse for that. Let's give these guys grace, give the players grace. I know you guys are very upset. Yeah, but
I'm not giving anybody no fucking grace, man.
We're pissed.
I'm not giving anybody any grace. So anyway, when you finish me, I'll talk my own.
yeah, no, we need to get behind the players. Give them, let them feel happy. Playing for us. It's just give them grace. We can see what the coach is trying to impute in these guys. We can see the changes that he's making. We can see it tactically, yeah. But these players, he needs to find out he needs to get the best starting 11.
Walls, talking about tactically, we have to think about it also. Leslie and I did the Eagles pod last week, and we're talking about the 23-man squad, and we didn't have enough wingers, in my opinion. We started with more. We had more forwards: Maro Sadiq, Toluwaru Kudari, Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface as well. We saw how Moses Simon wasted so many crosses. We saw how poorly Samuel Chukwueze played in terms of decision making, especially playing the ball to his next man. And we couldn't replace those guys. What Eric Shells could only bring on Kennedy was Tolu Kudari and Boniface. We went central. Those balls were just not coming in until that perfect cross from Olaino for that first goal by Victor Osimhen.
I'm going to go on a rant. There are 3 factors I blame here. Number 1, NFF. You have players that play abroad. Fix your facilities. That pitch today was horrendous.
100-0.
The ball movement on the pitch was terrible. The ball was just bubbling over the pitch. They couldn't pass the ball. You saw the difference in play when they went to Rwanda. You saw the silkiness. We were all excited.
We played very well.
We played very well. The passing movement was great. The connections were there. The pitch today, terrible. Secondly, my God, what has happened to leadership? We have a center back. Who knows? There's 5 minutes left to play. You are 1-0 up. Keep it tight. Keep it simple. Concentrate. What the hell are you doing? Ball watching. And you are meant to be the captain. You are meant to be the leader on the pitch. Number 3, I blame the lack of wingers we have in this team. We don't have enough wingers. You cannot keep playing Chukwueze and Moses Simon, the same crop of players that played 4 years ago. You are still playing them today.
It's the proper definition of insanity.
It's
the
madness.
same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. When the ball gets to Simon, what does it? Does his leg?
Just a hit and hope cross.
Plays it again. I'm like, what the hell?
I also think it might be an instruction thing. I think the manager needs to just instruct him.
It's not an instructor, it's a personnel thing.
It's a personnel
I
thing.
get that, but at the same time, some of these things can actually be taught. So he's always trying to push up and maybe hold ball for other players to come in. I'm not
Boss,
really
what are you
sure.
teaching a 25-year-old player?
Listen,
He's 25,
it's
26.
never-
What
it's
is there
never
for him
too
to
late
teach?
to
Moses
learn.
Simon is probably in his 30s now. He's probably 30.
It's
30,
never
31.
too
No, I'm
late
talking
to
about
learn.
Chukwueze.
Oh.
No, I'm not even talking about.
Chukwueze is even in his late 20s.
Wherever you are, please,
in his late 20s.
just retire, please.
No, I think that's a bit harsh.
Nah.
I think
We need to get other options, Walls.
What kind of
Walls, we need
you
options.
are right. You are right.
We need
You are
options.
right.
We
You
need
are right.
options. We
You
need
are right.
options. We
Okay,
need
guys,
options.
let's dissect this match. This game was all about the starting lineup, as I said. In a World Cup qualifier, when you play a high-octane game against a Rwanda side that runs a lot, that game 3-4 days ago, Friday, we're all excited, and the ball movements, the crisp, the way the pace of the ball, Kanebi mentioned it earlier, we played very well. This lineup today, I expected Shells to have rested 1 or 2 players. We have to definitely point fingers at the coach for that. He should have learned from that first game and at least started off with some guys from the bench to keep the squad fresh. We've lost a lot of pace, especially in terms of how we play again in the second half as well. In the first half, you could see that we were rushing and rushing and rushing. Leslie, where does that experience of the Ademola Lookmans, where they now calm the game down, like, take it easy? There was just that hit and hope, and they were not playing like a team anymore. There was so much individual play.
If I may, I think for the first half, they adopted the same strategy that they used against Rwanda. I'm sure Eric Shell's strategy would have been to get an early goal, and that's what we were chasing. The sad thing is that as much as the Eagles played, yes, to instruction, they were not able to convert. I'm telling you, in that first half, we had, if nothing, I could not count.
2 to 3 goals.
No, we had at least 15 plus attempts at goal. 15 plus, and we could not convert any. So I feel that something has got to change somewhere. Right? Samuel Chukwueze again, right, was not very clinical. He was found wanting many times, and it just wasn't working.
So you can't bring you.
Yeah.
So look, sorry to interrupt you, brother. So you look at your bench, going back again to that statement about the 23-man squad. You look at your bench and you're like, where's the Ejuke that plays for Sevilla?
Yeah.
He's a winger. Samuel Chukwueze is not playing well. Bring him on. But no, you have to take off Samuel Chukwueze and look at your centre forwards.
He was injured, so he wasn't actually.
Are you sure? No, it was Kelechi Iheanacho that was injured.
No, he got injured just before.
I mean, if you
yes.
guys are, if we're saying
that.
nonsense, fact check that on
I believe
comment
so, yes,
section.
just
Can it be?
before-
But,
before
but
the
wait,
game,
wait,
yeah.
wait. You said something. You said something earlier that we should point fingers at the coach.
Yeah.
Can't we also point fingers at the players too?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, we've
Because,
already pointed
I mean,
fingers at the
I mean,
likes
we're
of
talking-
Moses
we're talking
Simon
about-
and
We're talking about how they, compose themselves when, they know that they have a run of games to play and they need to, stay in the best shape. So some of the stories that, you're hearing are coming out about, the lifestyle outside, football.
yeah.
Don't you think that kind of, adds to their performance?
It's a good
on the
thing you
pitch?
said this. After Rwanda, we over-celebrated. We acted like we had qualified for the World Cup. You see, this is the problem. We get carried away. And I'm saying it that, look, okay, yes, I've seen them on social media. Fine, you've won a football game. The job is not done.
That's it.
The job is not done.
But
It's
guys-
not done.
but
It's
guys-
not
Mamba
done.
mentality.
But guys, I think we're also just to also fact check that as well. You have to remember that Eggshells also blocked the media a lot from the players. A lot of players in the whole squad didn't grant interviews. The media was only giving 15 minutes of access to their training. The focus was on these two World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. So he shielded. The focus was primarily we need 6 points from these two games. Yes, Nigerian fans would boast that after that very good game against Rwanda, we should be beating Zimbabwe at home. The formation was easy to read
Sorry
for
to
me.
cut you short, but why is it that we
Go on,
never
bro.
win in this stadium?
Yeah, because that's the thing. You said it.
We never win in this stadium.
The pitch is bad.
The stadium is playing against us.
Hey.
Is it
My
is
brother.
it because of all the evil men that sat there and their bad belly is not making us progress, or the fact that NFF would never provide the right facilities to make us prepared to qualify for a World Cup?
Yeah, the
We're
ball,
never prepared to qualify for a World Cup every World Cup qualifying campaign.
that ball was not moving well. Look, if we go back to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, Nigeria had their backs to the wall in their first 4 games, or 5 games, in fact, I think. And it didn't look like we were going to qualify. But once we were like on that fire brigade and it looks like we're almost out, we bounced back and win 4 or 5 games in a row. Mathematically, as I said earlier, we're still in the game walls.
What can save us is South Africa being punished.
True.
If South Africa is not going to get punished, it's going to be a tough
Because
one.
Rwanda drew against Lesotho today. They were at home. They drew 1-1. South Africa won away 2-0 to Benin Republic. So they're sitting comfortably with 13 points. Nigeria is on 7 points. So 4 points from 2 games for us. So mathematically, as I said, it's still possible. That's if eventually CAF and FIFA find out that this player that was suspended shouldn't have played that game. So this happened to Nigeria in 2018 qualifiers, by the way, where we also had won that game, but we were deducted 3 points. But because we had a very good goal difference and all, and we had won most of our games comfortably, we still ended up being leaders of the group. That's why we made it to Russia 2018. So South Africa, Bafana, you guys might get to drop points if that story is actually true. And at the end of the day, that's the only hope the Super Eagles have from down on. Our next game is against South Africa, Leslie, and it's in
Is it home or
September.
away?
It's away. It's away. It's
South Africa's going to be warm, man.
It's going to be a big
Hostile
game.
environment.
Very hostile.
It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big game. Like I told you, and I always mentioned the last pod we did. The South Africa team, the core is formed from Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
Including the player who is their captain, right? Including the player in question who received 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
Right? Solid player. I'm trying to remember his name. But it's not going to be an easy
I think
game.
it's Mokoena, yeah.
Yeah, Mokoena, yeah. It's not going to be an easy game for us at all. Those guys will fight us.
Of course.
They'll fight us. They want to get the 3 points, but they'll be happy with a point. I'm telling you.
Just like what Zimbabwe did today.
I mean, yeah,
Because
just
they're in
yeah.
a very comfortable
in a
position.
comfortable position.
They're in a comfortable position. They're playing from a position of strength. Our problem is very, very simple. We have gone into this tournament. We should have never, if we knew that it was Eric Chelle we wanted to start with, we should have gone with him from the start. Why did we let it get so late till we were in the mud before now you want to make a change. That's the problem with Nigeria. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to say it.
sorry.
We don't plan anything.
Can it be that's what happens when you are going into a World Cup campaign? Look, it was 45 years ago exactly that the first trophy that this Super Eagles won, 1980. 45. That's why I'm even wearing this number 45. To celebrate that. The likes of Christian Chukwu, the captain, then wore the captain's armband and picked up our first Nations Cup, and that was the beginning of it. 14 years later, we got the golden generation of the Amokachis, the Stephen Keshis, the Sunday Ulises, the Rashidi Yakinis. So there's history in this squad. Now look at this current squad now. This is another golden generation, more or less. We have back-to-back African footballer of the years.
I don't think it's a golden generation.
Let me finish. Let me hype them up. Let me finish. Back-to-back African footballer of the years. Most of these players are playing in top leagues now. Before, back in the days, even the 2013 Nations Cup, that's the late Stephen Keshi won, most of those players were playing in lower leagues or were local players.
And maybe that's what we lack.
And it's exactly. So, but that was the mixture of the thing when we won in 94 and also in 1980. So now we have more players playing in top leagues.
And these
the Galatasarays, the Napolis, the Atalantas,
most of
the
these
Fulhams,
players, I'm not going to lie to you, they didn't grow up in Nigeria. They don't really know what it is to grow up in Nigeria and have a rivalry with the likes of Ghana, Cameroon. Yes, they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. They're all foreign players that grew up in English young academies.
No,
Yeah.
I think they grasp the concept.
Do they?
Yeah, I think
I
they
don't
do.
really
I think they do. I think Wells is right. I think they do. Because
Well, how come we have not made the World Cup in 2 attempts and we might not make this one?
yeah, because the truth is, as I said, mathematically we're still in it. The Super Eagles has not missed the World Cup back to back ever since we made it in 1994. Since
It's the first time for everything.
Yeah, since 1994 we made it. 94, 98, 2002. We didn't make it to 2006 World Cup. We made it to the 2010 World Cup. We also made it to 2014 and 2018 World Cup. So it's 2018. We didn't make it to 2022 in Qatar. So hopefully we should make it to the one in up north in North
Chances are
America.
slim, though, but
I think
slim.
another issue we are forgetting is the personnel. Like Leslie said, we're still using the same crop of players. We're still using the Ekongs. We're still using the Chukwuezes. We're still using the Moses Simon. Where's the scouting? Where's the recruitment? Where's the grassroots players?
I don't think the World Cup qualifiers will be a proper ground to try and do kind of experiments.
But the
You could
Brazilians do
identify-
it.
You could identify possible talent in that space and try to see how they could fit into your team. But ultimately, the players who have been there, like the names you've mentioned, right? At least they have some high level of experience, and at this level of the game, experience is all about it.
But it's an experienced player that killed us.
Unfortunately,
He switched off.
That did not come to
it
bear
happens
today.
in football.
It didn't come
It
to bear
happens in
today.
football.
Because look at that
It happens.
equalizer.
It doesn't
Yeah.
happen
No
when
goal.
It happens.
It doesn't happen when you are a top team. That's the problem. Top teams do not concede one goal when it's 5 minutes to go, and you've hustled and grinded for a 1-0 result.
unfortunate.
Anyone
Top
can
teams
have
don't
the
do
lapse
that.
of judgment. Yeah.
No, top teams don't do
does.
that.
It happens. It
Top teams
happens.
don't do that.
It happens to the top players.
Well, this
Give
man
grace.
them on my left here, Walls, is very, very positive. We still have a chance,
Give
guys.
grace. I keep saying it.
As you guys have said, a lot of
rubbish.
South African fans and a lot of Ghanaian
this.
haters as well.
It was just your
Keep
best
it
player.
coming. Thank you very much for your comments as well and everything that you've been saying.
the last
The
20,
Super
man.
Eagles are still
last
in it
tournament.
one way or the other. But at the end of the day, guys, parting
have a
shots.
tournament.
Do we still think we have it?
Ekong got no best player.
Predictions against South Africa.
Yes, Bafana.
Because we have to go for 3 points.
Man.
We were bragging
South Africa,
last week that we
you are
should
a
be
beautiful
beating
country.
Zimbabwe.
We'll take it 3-1.
South Africa, you're a beautiful country, but man, right now it's grind mode. I'm seeing 2-1. 2-1.
So we are beating
I
them.
know,
That's what you're
I
saying.
know.
We're
yeah.
gonna beat them.
Wow.
We're going down there to.
Because right now,
Come back
I
to
think
goal.
I think the problem is if you look at the Super Eagles, they play when the conditions are right. Rwanda, good pitch, everything is working well, good preparations. You come back home, preparations are not as excellent as it was in Rwanda. If you look at the facilities, I'm talking facility wise. So it happens. Even when we played in Abuja, we lost to Ghana. The pitch wasn't even great. When NFF need to stop killing our boys. They are
We don't have
handicapping
one
our
pitch
boys.
in this country. That's great.
That's down to the NFF. FIFA is sending them money. What are they doing with the money?
Guys, proper preparation prevents poor
FIFA is sending them money.
this is
How
what.
can you not have? How can you not have good football pitches?
Nobody have now.
Come
Where now?
on.
Where?
We
Where?
don't.
Good football pitch that we have. Where?
I beg.
Call one.
Guys, this
We don't
game
have it. You
it
see,
vex
not
me.
freeze.
It's okay.
Party
We do
shots.
not have.
You said, you mentioned, do we still have a chance? Brother, it's a long thing, man.
I mean, I think it's
Long
over.
thing.
I think it's over.
Permutations, and we might just.
I don't think it's over because we still have a long shot. But the problem is, do we want it? That's the question we should ask ourselves. Do the players want it?
Nah,
Actually,
that.
It should come down to the players.
We did.
Yes. Do they want it?
Do you want to go to
Do you want to go to the World
Yes
Cup? Do you want
or
to
no?
represent Nigeria?
We didn't
How
have
can
that.
Victor Osimhen, with all he has done, or he wants to beat Rashidi Yekini's record, not make a World Cup? Rashidi Yekini has a World Cup goal.
Man, he has flawed Segun Odegbami's record. Segun Odegbami was on 23 goals, if I remember correctly, and Osimhen just surpassed that, and he scored again today. 3 goals in 2 games.
Osimhen, Yekini has a World Cup
He's
goal.
second behind Rashidi Yekini, and he has not gone to a World Cup.
And
It's not just about Osimhen.
I have a very big God, oh. Always by my side. We'll make it. Don't worry.
very big.
I'm not denying that
We'll
we'll
make
not
it,
make
we'll
it.
make it.
But do the players want it? This is the question. Do they want it?
Baba,
That's the
Ademola
they do.
Lookman
I
had
think
a
they do.
chance. He had
I
the
think
ball
they
like
do.
this.
That's his question.
Bend
They
it to
should
the
be-
corner. He went for the near
They need to
post.
be asking themselves.
Oh, they're not playing like they want
They need
it.
to
That
take
was
it-
not
they
a
need to
bad
take a
attempt.
good look at
It was
themselves
off
tonight,
target.
right?
If it was on target.
and try. And honestly, right? Honestly, they should just like the Israelis did in the Old Testament, where they just go pour ash on their hair and wear sackcloth. I'm telling you, because
Guys.
that goal, that equalizer was totally avoidable.
I'm heartbroken.
Avoidable.
I'm heartbroken. It's a wrap.